Let's see if I have accidentally turned on two mic sources. The answer is no. All right, we should be good. Copy link. Tweet it out. Like a feather, it will be. All right, here we go. Did I get my brushes? I got them. Let me get my other cup of brushes. All right. We left off yesterday with me doing concept slash paper test for Ruhog or Die. Soon to be biggest book in the world. Biggest book Comicsgate has ever produced. We build this thing together. Standing strong forever. Ain't nothing gonna stop us now. Not even gout. Wow, this coal erase is not really erasing very well, is it? All right, we're gonna let that one breathe. Here we go. All right, we got one viewer at least. It's probably my boy Phil checking in, see if I'm painting on his swimsuit thing or drawing on it. I am not, Phil. My gaudy hand won't allow me to have the dexterity I need for drawing. So I'm gonna paint. See, much softer. Much softer. Alright, let's wet our brushes. Need to prime our canvas with our spray bottle. Proper. We're gonna get a proper wash. Alright, need to prime my paints too. Are they showing up? They're not really showing up. Can I get? No? This way. Just so you can see the paints a little bit, I don't know. Wait, you know, I'm not pulling this shit out of my ass. I'm sorry for the language. My mama should have taught me better. My mom went through phases where she didn't curse at all. Then she'd get pissed off, and she'd let a hot motherfucker rip. Then there was cussing was back on the table. The good old days, right? All right. Going to what color are we gonna go first? We're gonna go with mustard. I feel like that might be the way to go. Because there's going to be a lot of red on it, but I want a base wash. Let's fade it up. The good thing about those quick studies I did like a year ago or a year and a half ago during the main COVID year 2020 took the schoolism course and did watercolor painting. Pretty solid for a month. And then I just got away from it. But that's one of the keys is to get it going, get some color on the page. That way it's not so imposing. All right, so we got one coat on. What's up, J Dub? Yeah, this is my character. It's supposed to be like a 10-year-old boy, but get this up a little higher. It's more. It looks more like a 11 or 12-year-old. Um, Costume is kind of made up on the spot. I'm just thinking through things, so I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone and do a test with the watercolors on this sketch pad because I'm going to be doing a lot of concept art on these because I'm going to be testing how everything looks as I go and learning how to paint the characters as I go. So, if this was just a sketch, I could do probably 3 or 4 to one watercolor, but that's not getting me anywhere with learning how to watercolor or tuning in the characters to the watercolor. I feel like I'm talking in circles, but you get what I'm saying. Let me, uh-oh. What is that over there? So, one day I got mad and I'm like, why do chords always tangle? And I looked it up, and it is entropy, the second law of thermodynamics. What do you think about that? Learn something new every day. That's why you put, your USB cord and your headphones in your pocket. You try to pull it out, and it's a rat king going on. Bear with me. All right, well, that would be annoying, right? I'll just sop this up down here at the bottom. Watercolor requires patience, which I'm not going to exercise right now. All right, so I might be making this part up, but I'm going to be treating my base wash as my ambient light source. So I would imagine the atmosphere or the ambient light on Mars is like a yellowish orange, which would be the red reflecting up into the white light of the sun, right? Meet in the middle. Make sense? Well, I'm no scientist. All right. I think it might be time. It might be time. No. I want to go ahead and do red now. The red in this kit is a little too. It's like lipstick red, right? So let me sop that up and work it over into my brown. Yeah, I think that's what I want. That'll wake. Hmm. I might need to get the wide brush. So I'm treating it as though the light's like kind of back here. So what we got to do there is a gradient. We'll try to keep the direction of our brush going with the perspective, I guess. We'll figure out if that works, right? I don't know. You tell me. 3 views and 1 viewer. You guys bail out so quick. This guy's not going crazy, talking mad shit. Grow up, okay? Grow the fuck up. We all about that process. That's what this is about. Hey, if I sent you the link, you want to come in, J-Dub? Keep me some company in case the viewers show back up. That is, if you're still around, if you didn't leave me. Hmm. Man, I am not in the right headspace to be painting right now. I needed to visualize it a little bit more before starting, but I don't have all day. I mean, I have all day, but I don't have all day. All right, so treat those as a little bit foreground. Let's see if we can't chop in some shapes. What would be a good color for that? I think some green, maybe a green panel. Holy moly, it's got to be the brush. Sopping it all up. Yeah, let's switch brushes. Want one that can't be loaded that much with something like this. Maybe this. Yeah, this is my Royal Langen-Nickel. This brush is a lot less hungry for my Primo paint. That other brush gonna make me go broke. Right on. Although I'm already on the figure. I was thinking about keeping this white. Like if you're on Mars, you're gonna want to be seen, but with white might get too dirty too quick. Hmm. I'll grab one of my rounds. I feel like that. Shit. I gotta fight the urge, guys. Sorry. My brain keeps saying, go and do the detail. Go and do the detail. I don't need to do the detail just yet. I do, however, need more paper towel. And I should have ripped off this first top sheet so I can dab and see how much color is getting pulled into the drawing. All right. We got blue. Yeah, really blue here. All right. Anyway, you'd want colors that are kind of the opposite of the surface of Mars, one would think. So you'd want something that would pop out. And what pops out on red? Blue. Pop quiz, blue. How's that showing up? Looks like a big muddled mush. It's alright, we're not going to get impatient. I'm not going to try to impress you. I'm trying to figure shit out. These are the battles you have in your head. Like, even if you guys weren't watching, I'd be having all this same turmoil. Tumult. Now I gotta try to give him a little blue pinstripe mohawk down the middle. And the boots, well, they're going to be black. And of course, I need my black paint. This is green. Be right back. Got all the paints, brothers, sisters. Gonna put this down. Permanent rose. I read in a book. I read on InfoWars message boards that that's a good color for faces. So we'll put a dab up in our palette. Show you that real quick. Got that over there. So I'm putting little doo-doo smears. Little runny mini doo-doo smears. This is the good stuff. Pro. It's just permanent. Look at that. It's flipped backwards because I got my can backwards, but it's $11 for this tiny ass tube. Hope my book sells. That's all I know. It's expensive making this. Should just stick to drawing, pencil and paper. All right, this is the Cotman. Cotman is the cheap shit, but not really. It's mid-grade, upper mid-grade, upper middle class paint. This one was. There's no price on it. Got my designer's gouache so I can do a little bit of opaque. All right. I think this tube is 15 bucks on Jeff Bezos' homepage. Got Payne's Gray. The House of Pain is in effect. Looks just like black. Man, that's too much to. Have squish around the lip. They make these tubes where it just keeps coming out. Paint you don't need, costing you money. Look at that, smearing it all over. And ivory black. Glad you tuned in. All right. Back to the message at hand. Let's go over this way a little bit. So you can see my dabbing in the paint action. I know it turns y'all on. He's dabbing it again, baby. He's making me steamy. All right, where were we? Oh yeah, black. But let's do the Payne's gray, right? We got it. Let's use it. Ooh, Payne's gray with a little bit of that blue I was just using mixed in. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. Now remember, we gotta let his feet fizzle out. That's our symbolism I keep talking about. Some marks right there. And then we gonna hit that? Nah, we're not gonna do black shadows. I don't need people yelling at me like that passion for drawing guy. He said, you use too much blacks. True. I said, I'm just learning. Then he screamed at me some more. That guy's a screamer. Alright, suit's white. Damn it. I rinsed that off. Now I want it for drop shadow. Oh, motherfucker. Look at this. It's all wet down here. Even my art got steamy wet from me dabbing. That makes sense. Just think about it. A little shadow for his rib cage, right? There. For his hamstring going into his other leg muscle that I don't remember. I should be hitting you guys with all the muscle names. I'll do that. I'm gonna learn that so I can call them out every time I'm drawing them. Then you'll hate my guts for it. You'll be like, oh my god, shut up. You guy thinks just because he knows the names of the muscles he can draw better. He fucking sucks. People get ornery over everything. And you notice that? People are ornery, jealous. Well, I still see why he's naming the muscles. We get it. We get it, bro. Alright. So where can we... See, this is where I should have thought it out a little more. But we're going to let the paint do some of the work here. It's going to be kind of abstract background. This is where you can lose it real fast. Purple, right? It goes with literally everything. I'm getting my paints all nastied up. Come on, red. There we go. We got us some motherfucking Kool-Aid mixed right now. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, cuz. I need see, as I'm doing this, I'm realizing that because I don't have the idea of it fully formed, I can't shorthand shapes that would hint at the world. So we're definitely going to have to come up with some patterns to place in, and build a reference folder, get some printouts and stuff. Hit up ArtStation, go rip all those dweebs off. That'll be something you guys will definitely be able to learn by watching, is how I use reference, and you never know what I'm pulling from, ever. And that's the way it should be. It should be filtered through me so much that you have no idea who I'm ripping off, or I'm really bad at ripping them off, one or the other. Right? Thesis and antithesis, synthesis. That's my new nickname, the synthesis. Oh, you like that? I am the Hegelian dialectic. Let's get a little noise going, all right? Let's get some noise. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. All right. So we got that on there, and it looks all gaudy, but we're gonna, we're gonna, we're gonna hit him with this zig a zig ah. There we go. Meld, unite, form. Let's go. I was gonna spray some more down here, but since that's foreground, I kind of like that the noise isn't as blurry. But up top, definitely want to hit that shit. Fade it out. There we go. Look at that. We got the bloom. It's blooming. You guys like blooming onions? I like the idea of a blooming onion, but that motherfucker never comes to the table right. It always looks like it was dropped out of a fucking airplane into the deep fryer. It always looks good on TV though. Makes me sad in my heart. Sorry, getting emotional. When you work on your own book, you just, there's so much emotion going into it. Even blooming onions get you a little dusty. Y'all ready? Ready for blow dry? Let me play my loop video. Let me hit you with the loop video. There we go. Get your pull on that. Get your pull. You guys see where Pantera's back together? Exactly half of Pantera, because the other half is dead. That was let's see, Elongated Musket fell on the Twitter, was saying no Dimebag, no Pantera. Can't argue with that, but man, those guys they got half their life tied up in that band. Rex and Phil. So should they not be able to monetize that? Like, why handicap yourself like that? So now, I don't think it's a money grab. I think Phil was probably waiting for the right time to do it. Well, there's a little money involved, obviously, but I think it's going to be a nice tribute. Rumor has it it's going to be Charlie Benante from Anthrax on the drums and Zakk Wylde on guitar. Not exactly sold on Zakk Wylde on guitar. Don't kill me. Just saying. The style doesn't match what Pantera does. Zakk is A little too much reverb. Hang on. Let's do this. You know, multitasking. Get my brush ready for the next part of the painting. Hope you guys can hear that. It's just gonna take forever to dry. I live in the South. It's humid as a mug. What's I get your balls dripping wet. Alright. I have a potty mouth if that offends you, I'm sorry. Alright, so let's get our yellow ochre and our brown. Our yellow ochre and our brown. Alright, so we got that. And let's work in some of this permanent rose down here, right? So we got us a little palette to pull from, even though this paper's soaking it all up like crazy. Alright. Get this kid some flesh color. I'm gonna do probably just one layer of paint on the face because I think I'm gonna end up hitting it with um, a harsher red light source later, but at least we'll have that underpainting color in there. There's a nice translucency to when you have good watercolors. And I don't, oh shit, that was too much. There we go. Probably need to let that dry a little bit because as soon as I put it down, it spread out like crazy. Alright, so there's that. We got some color on this kid's face. I'm liking this brush. I'm going to start maybe getting a little finer with the detail for a second. Should I? I think I should. So let's go back to our purple and our Payne's gray. Color is lat in here. Kind of want to have this. I'm letting the watercolor do. There's too much watercolor right there. Just gonna let it do its thing. I like I like it when it dries and you have those edges. Not all that different from how Copics dry, to be honest. It looks like it's more than what it actually is. Alright, so the blue, we're going back to the blue for his britches. Gonna go right there and get that hint at that leg muscle right there. Don't want to overdo it. I think I'd added a little bit of depth. We're going to go here, hint at his calf muscle a little bit, hint at this, whatever that teardrop shaped quad is. The one that's like the most fun to draw ever on the leg. Yeah. Uh-huh. Man, it's so hard not to want to pull in the ink pen right now and do some work with that. All right, back to the purple. That's too much. I want to feed it. Hint add some shadow for his oblique. See, this is the part that I haven't done enough of because I've really just been doing watercolor studies, is doing those gradients. See, right now I'm dropping it in up top and it's pouring down to the bottom. And I'm liking what I'm watching, but I don't know if it's like uh, gonna have the effect I want on the final drawing. But it's cool as hell to watch. Watercolors, peaceful. I saw a stat the other day on Alex Jones' message board that people that watercolor paint comics have never um, killed anyone. It's too peaceful. I'm definitely going to be getting a better camera. Oh man, it's too washed out looking compared to what I'm seeing right now. Give me a second. Let me go screw my color bit. Configure video. I think my exposure's too high. Yeah. Alright, so there's that. That's showing up a little better. Let's drop the contrast. It's a little too much contrast. Don't want to darken it. White balance. There's a little more red in there. There we go. Here we go. The gain. Apply. Alright. That's a little bit better. It would really pop if I put the black ink pen down and pulled some of this out. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I don't care what you guys are out there crying and demanding. Please, kid, I want to see it, kid. All right, let's instead of doing, let's get a nice blue going in here. I want it rich. And all right, let's see if this brush will do some work for me. You know, kind of got those. The cables are segmented, like Omega Reds. Yeah, we'll let that fade out. Kind of like Omega Red's tentacle things. You guys are looking at this and you're like, man, I feel sad for this motherfucker. He's wanting to do a completely painted comic, and this is the shit I'm getting. You just wait. I want you guys to stick around. I'm gonna show you how it's done. You think I went and found Bill Sienkiewicz and ripped his arms off, took him home with me? I like that the back is plastic. They put me a plastic cover on the front and back because it's got just a little bit of water on it right now. And that damn thing is sticking to the table, so I don't have to worry about it sliding. Now that is a happy accident. We'll let that fade into Bolivia, as Mike Tyson would say. I just turned into a monster. Mike Tyson might be my favorite person to listen to talk about philosophy. I'd rather listen to Mike Tyson than Jordan Peterson talk philosophy. I swear to God, I'm not even joking when I say that. When Mike is talking, that shit is fucking real, bro. For real. No cap. All right. We got us some hot little dash action going on. I think it might be time. I need to let it dry. I gotta be patient. We'll let it dry. Nice try, people at home. Viewers trying to sucker the kid into a hot failure. Ooh, I'll have to hit that with. I think I'm gonna spray the whole thing down, and right there. What y'all know about ellipses? Here's my vanishing point, so I'm just like eyeballing the angles on this stuff. Here's where to get a little fun, right? Is you just try to cut in some shapes. Here's where I need to get my. I got a pile of reference of text stuff around here. I'll show you. Tell you what. Let me hit this real quick. Then we'll give it a chance to dry, and I'll show you some of the reference I use and explain to you how I use it. I I used to be so dead set against using reference. You wouldn't believe it. You just wouldn't believe it. I feel like it would. There's going to be a lot of those tinfoil tubes on Mars. Agree or disagree? That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, see, we're on the same page. We're on the same damn page. This big green thing. So need to start hitting at some rocks, right? So, like I said, let that dry. Let me get my brushes out of the water so they don't get deformed. All right, bear with me. I'm gonna do the search and then turn it on. I need you guys seeing my search history. Freaking perverts. For tech, you can search for kit bash kits. Okay? And you can download those and open them up, move them around in Blender. Blender's free. and you can find free kit bashes online. A lot of people just sign up or pay a buck for their Patreon or Gumroad. And then I'm gonna search Mars, and hopefully it doesn't show a bunch of candy bars. All right, so we'll do little rover dude on Mars. Open in new tab. You're killing me. Space.com. Space.com, you lost a customer. I ain't got time to fuck around with that. I'm going to do open image in new tab. And open image in new tab. Alright. Open image in new tab. Too small. Ma, ma, ma. Open image in new tab. Okay. So, here's how you use reference. Brave is on. Right here. If you do Google search and go to image, you find all kinds of kit bash resources. And this is just all the generic sci-fi. Let's save that one. What the hell? Open image in new tab. Save. Whatever. Everybody in their broke ass websites. Open image new tab. And just, save you a few of these. I have a stack of like 10 kit bash kits printed out, right? And if you get really stuck on wanting to have it at a different angle, you can go buy the kit, right? And this is the equivalent of noodling in a sketchbook, right? So you buy these kit bash kits, and then the 3D dudes assemble it all. Like you could stick this by a door, and it will look like it's some sort of hydraulic that makes the door go up and down. Get creative with it. This right here could be like a freaking futuristic Roomba, right? Sci-fi city kit. And let me show you something real quick. Jack Kirby Tech. You can see I've already searched that. This is the equivalent of Kirby using Kit Bash. All this is Kirby tore apart a couple of radios and looked at the insides, right? So if you go 60s, I think I'm spelling circuit right. 60s circuit board, if this doesn't show up anything, right? So this is a 1960s circuit board. What the fuck does that look like to you? That's Kirby Tech all day, right? So here's my Mars reference. My printer's in the other room. So I'm just gonna peel this off, throw it over here to look at. And I don't know, bros. I'm thinking that's some CGI shit right there. You think that's sitting on Mars right now? I got a bridge to sell your ass. Believe this shit. Don't even make me pull up the moon lander. See, you guys are gonna get it to where Elon Musk hates my guts because I think half the space shit's fake, and I'm not gonna be the first book on Mars because you guys are gonna go rat me out. Don't rat the kid out, okay? Anyway, so now that I have some reference pulled up, I'm not tracing it or anything. I just look at it and dab shadows. Look it up again. I don't like the photos I grabbed. I could just type in Utah desert and I would get the same photos. I'll tell you what though, whether it's real or fake, I don't know that it matters, does it? Because you're still inspired. So the shadows, they almost look blue, so I'm gonna go purple again. Purple with a touch, a more red purple with the Payne's gray. Just chop out some rocky shapes. Paper clip here is getting in my way. Got a little bit of contour, so we'll have some rocks kind of piled up around that thing. Give that a swipe because it's going to be in the shadow. I haven't really done any of the interlocking shadow shapes. That's kind of what I was going for on the boots, though. Let the watercolor do some of the work. See, y'all are trying to trick me into drawing his kicks. So some of this same shadow color that's in the rocks is being used up here, right? I think that'll create a little unity. Definitely making it up as I go along. Anyway, back to the rocks. Gotta rock the rock. Heard that new Guns N' Roses song? Rock the Rock. Sounds just like AC/DC. So that's kind of a sample of patterns, right? So I need to create sci-fi patterns. Grab a couple kit bash kits, but like this little edge here, like we recognize that as layers, right? You guys take geology? I took geology in college. Shit was easy. Lab is pretty cool too. Alright, so we got us a few rocks. I don't know that I want to spend all day on that. I should look at some kit bash stuff, right? Or look at the rover. Yeah. Look at this fake ass rover. Steal some of the. So it looks like we got some canisters, right? Canisters are going to be real popular on Mars because you're going to have them charged up with CO2 to propel. All right, we're almost done. Not done, but we're almost done for the day. I think I want to do one more overall wash. I kind of want to vignette it a little bit with some darker red. And let me uncover so make sure nobody's chatting with me. I like it. You guys are quiet, listening. All right, let's do the vacuum cleaner. And no, I'm not going to make you suffer through the video again. By the way, I read that that's a test to see if the watercolor's dry, even though it looks dry. Sometimes it's not actually dry. You do the baby bottle test, like on the wrist. All right. Now I'm going to use a whole new brush because I want some texture. And I want this flat brush here to separate a little bit. So let's load it up with red and Payne's Gray. Really like Payne's Gray. It's an interesting color. Real popular among the watercolor enthusiasts. I think it just tells you whether or not you got a real watercolor kit or if you got the Crayolas, you know what I mean? You got Payne's Gray, you're rocking the full spectrum. You know what I'm saying? We all about that full spectrum, cuz. Alright. Vanishing point's roughly right in here. So that's where we're going. Wish me luck. So here with the buildings, we can go a little bit of vertical. Right. Keep the ground going that way though. Getting there. Now let's soften that. With my water. Want it to bloom and meld a little bit, but still keep some of the texture. And I think that's it for today. Tomorrow, when I work on this, I'm going to probably do one more overall wash to darken it up. And then I'm going to pull out the ink pen and find the details. And then I'm going to go back in and do some final color touch up. Right? Right. Look at that. Almost an hour exactly. See y'all next time. Thanks for stopping by.